same time stream my mic sounds. I think I gotta figure it out. I think it's maybe balanced. Maybe the music is too loud. I can't really tell. But I'll just move some stuff around and wait for people to tell me otherwise. Basically, like I always do with everything. Today, I don't really have anything that I want to talk about that's related to like technology or modern events or anything of that nature. Instead, just wanted to kind of do a chill out use of technology stream, really. I got Fusion 360 pulled up. I got these new settings figured out for the streaming stuff. It's the 5th of July, 2020. And yeah, I hope everyone out there is being safe. I hope that you're making a lot of money if you're still employed. Otherwise, enjoy the free government money like I'm doing. Pretty sweet deal. But yeah, I'm just hanging out here. I've been talking to my business partner a bit. I was gonna actually move in with him for like a few weeks while we get this website and get our sales funnels and everything figured out for this Geodome project. But we decided against that, or him and his current roommates decided against that, I guess. So instead, I'm just gonna be looking in their area for something that is, you know, I mean, it's on the island, like it's on. I'm not gonna say which island we're gonna be fucking living on. Fuck, but yeah, it's on an island in North Carolina. So it's, you know, people are gonna be moving out of there, especially with everything that's going on in the world. The rent there is gonna be dropping, and etc., etc. I really wish that I had at least one person that could fucking tell me if this sounds good or not. If anybody watches this stream, put in the fucking chat if the fucking audio is decent. Can you hear the music? Is the music distracting? Is it the wrong kind of music? How do I... You know what I want to know? Okay, so there's an audio mixer. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at. Yes, there's an audio mixer in OBS, right? I wonder if I can do like a low pass. So let's turn the music up a little bit for you guys. For me, it's the same volume. This is just the music for the output. So for me, if I want to change the volume, I actually have to go to here and like change it in the wherever it's coming from in the system. But anyway, guys, what I was curious about is if we could do a low pass on this. Let's see how advanced audio properties what we can get here. If we can cut out some lows of the music, sync offset, balance, volume, and tracks. No, so you can't do that. I don't think you could do a low pass on that. You'd have to, at least not in OBS. Oh, filters. I figure something new out here with you guys on the spot. Oh, I have to make a new one, I guess. Oh, look at this, dude. Yeah, compressors, limiters, gates. No, I guess. VST. Oh, you could use any plugin you want. You could use like an Ableton plugin in ABS. I just accidentally killed the fucking stream. I don't know if it's gonna stay concurrent after that or what. Let's see. I got my own stream pulled up on YouTube. I don't know if it goes down and makes a new one or what the fuck. No, it looks like it just resumes where it drops off. That's cool. Dang, dude, technology. It all just fucking kind of happens for you these days. Okay, let's get our audio mixer back out here, Mr. OBS. Come here. Yeah, I tried to exit the audio mixer and then it accidentally exited everything. Let's turn the system.
The world's best DJs.
You're listening to the Essential Mix this week with the Aussie Lo-Fi Don, DJ Boring.
Yeah, it's one of the older Essential mixes that we're listening to, you guys. I kind of want to switch out to some different music, to be honest. But yeah, I think everything is straight. Let's jump over to Fusion 360. What I want to do today, guys, is I want to just show what I have been doing as far as art and use of Fusion and this new crazy cutter machine that I got called the Cricut Maker, which allows you to basically you put in like a mat. It's got some adhesion. It's an adhesion mat, and you can put. I've Mylar for my most recent stuff. But yeah, you put the Mylar, or you can use anything. That's the cool part. There's like 200 different materials that it's capable of working with. But for me, I've been using Mylar. So you just smack that onto there, and you load it into this thing. It looks just like a printer. It's called a Cricut Maker. I'll pull it up in the camera here later once we start using it. But yeah, and then it just cuts out, you know, stencil. I mean, the reason I've been using Fusion is because for me, their software is not good for like custom shapes and like doing line by line stuff. But yeah, today we're gonna be making one of the layers of this pyramid that I've been working on. I'm actually going on the second level up, but this is what I tried to make yesterday and it failed. So we're gonna repair the file and then try to run it through the Cricut again to see if we can get the right results. I think I know why I messed up too. I used a different kind of line to make these curves in Fusion, and it didn't like them. So it's supposed to be, you know, a clock, and then a percentage sign, and then a dollar. That one's supposed to be $1, but you can see the curves. Like it cut out because I used a straight line for the start and stop of the S shape in the dollar, and also straight regular lines for the line that goes through it. So you can see all that went through and cut out pretty nicely, but the curves didn't work. So we're gonna remake those curves, open this file, and change the line type that we used, and that should fix. Oops, I just changed the wrong thingy. That should fix our problem for us, and then we could have a working Mylar stencil, and that's gonna be the next layer of the multi-layered stencil art piece, spray paint art piece that I'm working on right now. So let's go to Fusion and just open the most recent version of it, I guess. Exit out. So I'm trying to think, where's the best place to arrange OBS here? Probably put my face over here. Okay. And yeah, we'll go back to Fusion. So yeah, you can see we go sketches. This is a pretty simple model. This is pretty much what everything looks like that I use Fusion for the Cricut machine. It's just single sketch. Usually I'll put like I'll open like a canvas and do some transparency on it, so then I can just take whatever lines I want out of the picture for that particular stencil. I haven't really been doing anything like converting like an image to like a multi-layer stencil yet. I know that that's super easy to do with Photoshop, but that's not what I want right now. I just want really simple shapes. So we're gonna go in here and we're gonna get rid of these weird curve shapes that I made with that tool for one instance of these dollar signs, and then we're just gonna go back in and make it with the regular line tool, if I can get them to fucking curve the right way. I might have to look up how to do this. Yeah, I might have to actually look up how to do this, because I don't know how to force the line to go the way that I want. You know what I mean? Why does it automatically go that way? It's fucking annoying. Let's try trimming up the rest of this, see if that makes a difference. I don't know why that dot is different. Trim that. No, why didn't I do the line? My computer's freaking out. This is way too much for it to work on, really. I guess that's what I want, is a 3-point arc. Yeah, let me get a 3-point arc in here. Do I do the end point and then the next point? Okay. That's exactly what I want, actually, yeah. Perfect. So there. Now, this curve. And that there. there. So you can see, this is like kind of a silly use for Fusion 360, right? This is a 3D CAD software. But when we're gonna look at the Cricut design software here in a second, and you're gonna see why I do this, because, I mean, it's like, I don't know, it's like a shitty version of Paint or something. Like, and the thing is, the Cricut design software is, it works decently enough for, I guess, like the baked in shit, or like if you want to buy the clip art off of their, because they have like a web store, you know, where you can, in the app, go in there and buy their little clip art things, and then pay to, you know, cut them out with your machine, which is like, okay, I guess that's okay. You know, if you're making cards or whatever the fuck, I'm not going to trash it, but it's just not what I want to do with it. You know, I paid for the machine, and I can't make the software that you included with the machine. I can't do like basic shit like draw a point-to-point line, or like make a custom triangle. You know what I mean? It's kind of ridiculous. So anyway, we're just gonna copy and paste this, and then move the copy that we get right on down the line here. I think I'm doing this the right way. There's always little different menus and shit, and I always forget how stuff actually works. Nope, that's not what I want. I swear, if I was just in the sketch mode, I thought this is what I did. Copy. Am I not in the edit mode of the sketch? That's what I think where I fucked up. This, copy, and paste. Yeah, there we go. That's what it's supposed to be. Okay. See, now you just move this over to where you want it. Bada bing, bada boom, right about there. Enter. And we'll do another one. And again. Right to where we want it. Right about there. Doesn't need to be precise, just need some new curves. Okay, so this should be good. Let's finish the sketch. Hit Command S. And now let's close that. And close that. And quit terminal. And open up another fucking semi-graphically intensive program. What we need to do actually before we get into that is we saved this. We need to export it as a DXF file. Now this is the fucking this is the funny workaround piece. Is that I have to do this, and then it has to. This takes forever. DXF file. This is just the kind of file that the Cricut design space can accept. So I have to export it as this, and then this takes forever because it has to. This is like a cloud service, so it's basically uploading this entire model and then re-downloading it in a different format from their server. So it's interesting, but it's a workaround that is worth it in my opinion, because you think about if you do a little bit of working around in this software space, it seems ridiculous because you're like, man, I'm taking 5 steps just to get to this one easy step that should be just a lot easier. But think about if I was actually cutting all this out by hand, right? So me doing a little bit of dancing in the software world is worth, all the time that I'm saving in the regular world, because this is actually still an extremely lazy way to make a stencil, especially for such simple shapes like this. This would maybe take, I don't know, if you're handy with a stencil, like the razors and stuff like that, maybe, I don't know how long it would take you. What do you guys think? Something like this? A shape like this? That's maybe fucking 30 minutes, but you need 2 of these, so it's an hour. Versus we just did it in what, 10 minutes? I mean, granted, it's not done yet. We still have to wait on Fusion to finish its export, and then we have to open it in design space and run it through our machine. Speaking of the machine, let's see if I can actually get this up onto the desk here. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to take the laptop with me down there. Either way, it's not gonna be very practical. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna make maybe some room on my desk, at least for one use of the machine. Let's try here. Mouse over here. Plus, this will be like a kind of like a. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mic is back to working. Okay. Yeah, this will be like a nice kind of initial review of it. All right, let's think about how we're gonna set this up. Where do I got space? Where do I got space? Fucking nowhere. All right, give me 2 seconds here. Turn the music up a little bit, and try to pull this up. Real nice. Let's cut the music back down here. And let's see where our Fusion file is at. It's complete. Okay, so we're ready to go to the next step, everybody. Now I'm sitting kind of far away from my laptop. So I'll show you guys what the next steps are here. So yeah, you can kind of get a better angle of this bad boy right here. This is the Cricut Maker, and it's my my stencil cutting device. I'll get that map that I was talking about earlier. So you can see this thing. This is one of the mats that it uses, and there's still some Mylar left on it because I was lazy. So we're gonna have to take that off before we actually cut this new stencil, which isn't hard. Kind of peel it off of there like so. I'm not going to use the middle of this, so I don't give a fuck about keeping it unwrinkled or anything. I'm just going to throw the rest of that away. And then there's still a bunch of fucking scraps on there. I'm not going to waste time on stream taking all of it off, but let's just get one side of it cleared so that we can do our new shape. Take off these little pieces. And then I guess they sell kits where it's like a little hook or whatever to make doing like detailed work like this easier when you're trying to remove the stencils and stuff like that. But I'm not that into it yet. I haven't had the need for that yet. I'm also waiting on a call right now. So if that call comes in, he'll either join us on the stream as a guest or I will end the stream. Either way, just a heads up. My buddy Ben. Ugh, last piece right here to get off. Okay, so yeah, now you can see we have at least one side clean. And we'll slap some new Mylar onto here and get this new shape cut. I actually, yesterday tried new cut settings on here where I overrided one of like the pre-baked, one of the pre-baked materials in there and went into that material setting and changed its pressure. I don't know where I put all my, oh, you guys, all my Mylar sheets are in my living room. I gotta go grab one. Be right back. So this is what we got. This is what we got. This is what we're working with. I don't. It doesn't really show that well on camera, but yeah, it's a Mylar sheet, you guys. Pretty interesting. Pretty neat. So yeah, it's really not that hard to do. To operate this thing, it's way less complicated than say a 3D printer. Let's see if I can get my mic set up nicely. So yeah, you just smack it on down so it's kind of aligned with the corner. And I guess it depends on what you're cutting. You know, sometimes I'm like really quick and I just want to throw it down there, and I know that the shape isn't gonna be anywhere near the edges, so you don't really have to worry about it if that's the case. But you want to have the whole thing pretty much as flat as you can get. Of course, there's always going to be tiny little folds and little bits of bullshit that are under it. Or in our case, we have a whole nother sheet of waste, or not a whole sheet, but a section of waste that was from our previous cut. But yeah, you guys, let's look at so this is the Cricut design space. This is what we were opening earlier, and this is what we're going to actually use to start slicing up our material here. So we're in here. We're going to just go to Browse. And the most recent one that we made is money.dxf. Open this. And this is one of the pieces that's poopy about this software is that it's just underdeveloped. You can tell that it's not really... Like, they definitely didn't design it for makers. I think it's so fucking ironic that they called their machine the Cricut Maker, because it's definitely not made for makers. It's very under-engineered and obviously made for pre-baked stuff. Like, look at this. It doesn't even show what my cuts are. It's really, really annoying. So you just click on the one that you just uploaded. Like, again, this just shows how janky and workaroundy this whole process is that I have to do. So it's giving me a warning. It's saying that it's the wrong size because it doesn't even import it at the right size. I don't know what a DXF file really is. If it's just proportions, it's obviously not actual measurements, but I have to come back into Cricut or into Fusion. Let's see, inspect, how do you measure something in here? So I have to see what we're at. 10.327. 10.327. And enter, and it'll snap it to the right size. So then what we have to do is attach all these so that they're all basically binded to each other's relative positions. We can actually see one of the cuts right here. That's the right shape of the dollar, or one of the dollar signs actually. So we know that it at least picked up those curves. Let's see if everything else actually imported correctly. I've noticed with these DXF files, it can sometimes be a little bit janky. It sometimes will not work like you expect. So yeah, you kind of have to... I don't know. For me, I'm just like, fuck it. Let's just run it. And if it messes up, I have more sheets of Mylar. It's not that expensive. Apparently, the blades actually in this machine will last you for like months and months of use. So I'm not really too worried about like maybe using it too much or anything like that. You know, from what I've read, they last a good while. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what the next step is. I think it's just load up the machine and fire it up. Yeah, you hit continue. And then we have to connect this bad boy via a USB drive. I haven't figured out. Apparently they do Bluetooth. I see it as a Bluetooth device in my system preferences. I'm running fucking Mac OS here. But, oh, I also have to plug this power into this machine. But I can never get it to work. So I don't know what that's about, if it only works with Windows on Bluetooth or what they're doing. But again, that's just another detail that tells me that they haven't really worked that hard on the software that actually runs this machine, which is pretty fucking important. I don't know what the fuck. I think it's because they get most of their sales just people that like are making dorky little like gift cards or whatever. Like people aren't really using it to make custom stuff as much, I don't think. Like I don't know, all the reviews I've read for it have been so goofy. And like even buying it, the color. Okay, so they changed the top of this like plate, you know? They changed the color of it. This one's called Champagne. I guess people don't like this one at all because it's $60 cheaper than the blue one, and then most of the colors were sold out completely. So it's like, geez, you guys, what kind of fucking market am I dealing with here? But yeah, just the reviews are like, they definitely let me know that I'm not the typical user of this thingy. Like everybody goes crazy about the way that it opens. Like you do this, and it's like, oh, the experience, the product experience, isn't that awesome? I'm like, it feels like it's wasting my fucking time opening. Like, why doesn't it goddamn open already? Like, it feels like a geriatric fucking toilet, you know, or like someone doesn't have the wrist articulation anymore, so they like press a button and their toilet seat opens up for them or something. That's what it feels like to me. But everyone says this is great. They say that's like one of their favorite parts. So I don't fucking know. I don't give a shit. Anyways, you guys, our maker's connected, so any second now this should fire up and let us start the cut. I already got the right tool in there. I actually want to see if it saved my material settings from Mylar. So we'll go to here, material settings. Go down to Mylar. Yeah, it changed it back. Oh, wait, no, it didn't. It was at 292 whenever I started this, and I edited it down to that. Do I actually want to go lower, though? That's the question. It doesn't look like... The reason that I set it lower was because with the Mylar, it was actually scoring my adhesion board, so it was going way too low. And I'm trying to see if it did that with the most recent one that I did. I don't know. It kind of looks okay. We'll just pay more attention to that this time. How about that? I have more of these adhesion boards, so I'm really not too worried about effing them up in any kind of way. But yeah, we'll choose the Mylar. And now it's telling us to load it up. So we just take this guy and put it under these little notches here. Check my camera angle, see if you can actually see what's going on. Yeah, you can see what's going on. So yeah, you just load it in there, and then there's this little button over here, and it loads it up. And make sure, I guess it makes sure that it's is legit and everything. And then you just press the start button, and away it goes. And it's pretty effing loud. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. It's a cool little device, I think. Makes a lot of noise though. It really doesn't take that long to cut though. Like when you think about like all the little things that it comes with, like oh it uses power and you know it takes up room and it's really loud. I think it's all worth it. Like I think it's all worth like all these little weird like hacks that I have to do, and I have to use 2 pieces of software to get custom shapes and yada 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 yada. But it's really fun, man. It's really cool to like throw a file at a machine, and then it's a similar like sense of satisfaction, I would say, to 3D printing. Is like you I don't know, I like it. But yeah, what else did I want to do today? I wanted to do something else CAD related. Wait on my buddy to call me. Oh yeah, what we're gonna do is actually I don't even know if I want to do that on live stream because I'm not that good at CAD and it's also still a design in progress. Yeah, maybe I won't do that. Okay, yeah, we'll just cut this stream short. This was just we'll wait for the design to finish, but yeah, 38%. That won't take too long. Yeah, I guess that's gonna be it for me today, you guys. Just hanging out, do a quick little CAD stream, see where the price of Bitcoin's at. Nothing. It was just still flatlining. Pretty nutty. Song is pretty good. I've never heard this guy before. DJ Boring. Some essential mix, I guess. It looks like it worked this time properly. It looks like the new curve shape that we put in with Fusion was sliced directly to the DXF file, whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't know. It's called slicing process converted. That's so rough. But yeah, you guys. I think this worked out perfectly. It looks perfect from what I can see of it, but you always have to wait until it's actually all the way completely done to see if it's the correct result that you were going for. OBS. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna do today. That's gonna be it for me on the stream. I'm just gonna wait for my buddy to call me. I'm gonna do this CAD model and stuff. What I'm doing is I can at least explain what I'm doing. Is that we have like the geodome that we're making, and so there's hubs, so pipes can fit into the hubs and be held in shape, right? And I'm adding a cap to the hub, so it's gonna be like a snap-in piece that we can put our logo on, and then use for like modularity to attach stuff to the dome, run wires, stuff like that. So it's like it's not gonna be a print-in-place piece, but yeah, it's gonna be like a mechanical moving attachment type 3D printed part. So that's exciting. But yeah. We should be done here any second. I don't think it's doing 2 passes. I think it's turning that off on my I wish you could see more of like what the actual settings are. Okay, so now it says that it's done. So you press the unload button on here and it spits it out for you. And you can see what we got. See OBS so I can see what I'm showing you guys. You can't see shit. Where's the right glare? Alright, I'll just pop it off here. Yeah, actually looks like it wasn't scoring hard enough. Maybe I should have went a little harder on that. Oh shit, you know what? I accidentally left some lines in that I shouldn't have. I'll have to do this another time. But I got most of what I want to do here. Yeah, see, I left. I can show you guys in Fusion what I fucked up. So I can show you guys. I need to make some hotkeys or something for using Vince's angles and sizes and shits. But yeah. Exit out of that. So what I should have done is trimmed the top and bottom of these because it made this a cut line too. So it cut out everything in here. Oops. And it shouldn't have done that. It should have just not cut right here so that the dollar sign would be attached and basically all this would be one piece, you see? Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what needs to happen. Either that or I can leave it as is, make the shapes more complex, and then just do a vinyl transfer since they have vinyl transfer paper now. better idea because I haven't tried that out yet. So I'm gonna do that instead. Fuck my lunch for this shape in particular. But yeah, you guys, thanks for watching. I'm gonna go do some stuff off screen now, and I'll talk to you soon, maybe tomorrow or later this week. Peace.